Years ago, I had a man by the name of John Sally that was a couple of years older than me. I was in the Boy Scouts, and he was kind of like my scoutmaster, and he kind of watched over me and took care of me. And he had every merit badge you could imagine. So we became fast friends over the years. And fast forward from that day when we were in our youth, we're grown up and still remain friends. And he had a great real estate company. He was one of the leading real estate agents. His mom was a real estate agent and passed it on to him. So I had, at this particular time, I had resigned from my church and gave it to my spiritual son, and was looking for a place to start a new ministry, my Kingdom Builders ministry. So I happened to think about him. He had a little office complex, and I said, John, called him Chubby, would you happen to have an office that I could use here? And he said, well, sure. What do you want to do? And I said, I want to put my ministry in here. He said, well, in the meantime, why don't you come work for me? And I said, well, I let my real estate license go some time back. He said, you can get it back, just go take the test. And I said, I wasn't sure if I wanted to. He said, come on, I've got this space and this space. He gave me so much space. He gave me a phone. He gave me, look, carte blanche to everything, and opened up several rooms for holding meetings and doing my Kingdom Builders. And I went, wow, and charged me nothing. So I said, well, let me think about this. So I went home and I prayed about it. And I said, God, I need some space, and this would be an ideal place. I said, but I don't really want to work for anybody. I said, I'm a leader and I want to be able to do my own thing. He said, I want you to go to work for this man, and I want you to be his steward. And I said, do what? I said, Lord, I've been a pastor and led evangelism and started businesses. And I said, I'm kind of my own thing. And he said, no, I want you to be a steward. I said, all right. I did. And I said, all right. So I went and got my real estate license back, my broker's license, and I put it under him. And little did I know that he was going to have a stroke and a heart attack. He couldn't work. But he remained a figurehead at his office, and I did all the work, sold all the real estate, found a bunch of money that his parents had left in magazines in their library and in a bank, Highboundary Bank down in New Orleans, Louisiana, 500 miles away, and was able to get that to his family. And I mean, it was a lot of money. So as I'm going through this, I'm thinking, man, I have been given this carte blanche and all this office space, and all I had to say was, I'll be a steward. You asked me to be, Lord, and I said I would. And it's interesting that some people don't want to be the second man or the third man or somebody that's a helper or somebody that is a servant. But the truth of the matter is, if God's called you to be one, it's a good position. I made more money as the second man than I'd had any time up to that particular point. And I was able to capture every dime and every penny that was coming to him and get it in his bank account. So as a steward, I was a faithful steward. If you are faithful in the things God has set your hand to, whether you're the second man, the third man, or a servant, or whatever it is, I just want you to know something. God is watching to see what you're going to do. Are you going to be faithful to that business that you are under? Are you going to be faithful to that employer? Are you going to be faithful to that man that has gainfully brought you in to his fold? Whatever it may be, I just want you to know that God is watching again, and that he is careful about what is going on with your life and what kind of decisions you're making and what you're doing in wisdom. What is the end result of that? Well, my friend ultimately passed away, and I wound up having to go on into my main part of my ministry. I want to tell you something. God blessed my hand mightily. Why? Because I was a faithful steward. And he'll bless you too if you're a faithful steward. God bless you guys, and go in peace. Love you. Bye.